Hello future millionaire and welcome to our video. Do you also want to know how to stop procrastinating? Trust me, you are not alone. This is a problem that affects 1 in 5 people. In practice, tasks and commitments are postponed, opportunities are missed, and the individual still runs the risk of being frowned upon by the company or the job market. You can't fall into this trap, agree? If you've been suffering from procrastination, the good news is that it's possible to stop procrastinating. In this video, you can check out all the tips, steps, and habits to put into practice and end the problem once and for all. Leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any more amazing tips like this one. Procrastination, what is it? Procrastination is the act of procrastinating. That is, to postpone or prolong a situation. Do you know when you leave something to solve later and end up prioritizing another more pleasurable task? So this is procrastination. This behavior, in a way, is natural, but it can become harmful. For this reason, it is important to identify the causes that lead to this behavior and change some habits so that the problem does not take over your life. Why does procrastination happen? Procrastination can be psychological or physiological in origin. The first is more common. It is usually linked to mental disorders such as anxiety and self-esteem issues. In some cases, the individual usually postpones performing tasks for fear of failure. That is, to avoid someone saying that the activity was done badly or could be better, he prefers not to try to perform it. Procrastination with a physiological cause is explained by some type of anomaly, such as a lesion, for example, in the prefrontal cortex. As this region of the brain is responsible for controlling impulses and determining focus, the person tends to get distracted more often. Pillars of procrastination. Now that we know the main causes, we can categorize procrastination into 4 pillars. Low-value tasks. A procrastinator will certainly drag that tedious spreadsheet that needs to be filled out until the last minute of the deadline. That's because they have the habit of procrastinating the tasks considered boring and that are not so important. Difficulty expectation. In addition to low-value tasks, the most difficult activities are also targets for procrastination. If you're thinking about starting a diet, for example, but you know it's going to be difficult, you keep putting it off for the Monday that never comes. Fear of making mistakes. Fear of failure is one of the main reasons why people procrastinate. And this is not just related to other people's judgments, but to self-charge itself. Procrastinator personality. Not that it's an excuse to justify procrastination, but the truth is that some people are more likely to develop this type of behavior. This could be due to a genetic issue or due to the influence of family culture. Steps to help you stop procrastinating. Are you a procrastinator and need help to stop procrastinating? So pay attention to these steps. 1. Take the first, micro, step to stop procrastinating. You know that reasoning of taking 1 step at a time until you see the results? That's how you should go here. Gradually try to stop procrastinating with small attitudes. 2. Manage your emotions and your time. If you're not doing all your tasks, stop and think about what you've been doing wrong. Probably, in addition to poor time management, your emotions must also be affecting your routine. So learn to manage them so they don't get in the way of your everyday life. 3. Name the problem. Is it really procrastination? The fact that you can't meet deadlines and always end up leaving something for later doesn't mean it's always procrastination. Sometimes your demand for tasks is much greater than it should and it becomes impossible to handle everything. Or else, many emergency tasks have arisen and demanded priority, making it impossible to carry out other activities that were ahead. 4. Practice structured procrastination. Structured procrastination is the name given to a concept that consists of putting the most urgent and dreaded task at the top of your to-do list. The rest, which are important but less feared, come below. The logic of this practice is explained because procrastinators usually leave the first task for later. In that case, at least by doing the ones below, it is already possible to have the positive feeling of fulfilling some activities. 5. Visualize your future self. When you procrastinate, it's very likely that you think about a better future, right? Something like, tomorrow I'll wake up more willing and solve everything I didn't manage today. This belief is typical of the procrastinator. However, when tomorrow comes and it doesn't, the feeling of frustration comes overwhelming. Therefore, visualize yourself in a real and conscious way. Don't project an illusory image of how you want things to be. Have respect for your difficulties and admit your weaknesses. This will help to deal better with the expectations created and self-demand. 6. Make plans that include the unforeseen. One of the big mistakes made when planning a routine is to fill all the spaces of the day with tasks. That's because when something comes up right away, the whole schedule goes down the drain. For this reason, whenever you make your plans, consider taking time to resolve the unforeseen. If they don't show up, great. You can use this window to move ahead with an activity or to do something you've wanted for a long time, but never managed to do. 7. To stop procrastinating for good, avoid scolding yourself. To stop procrastinating, you need self-discipline, that's a fact. But that doesn't mean you should push yourself too hard. Everything has a limit. What's more, avoid berating your faults. If something doesn't go as expected, try to understand what you did wrong and correct it so it doesn't happen again, but don't beat yourself up. Doing so will only delay your growth in this process against procrastination. Habits and practical tips on how to stop procrastinating. Did you carefully follow all the steps in the previous topic? So, you already have a good load of information to kick procrastination off its feet. To make it even easier to get started, check out these tips. Try to identify a pattern or reason for your procrastination. Reflect. When and why do you usually procrastinate? Notice if you're embracing too many tasks at once. If so, start to refuse some demands and distribute certain tasks. Divide a big activity into several small tasks. You will notice that the difficulty in carrying it out tends to decrease. Avoid procrastinating when you realize you're having this behavior. Take a deep breath, drink some water, think about how it might affect you, and try to get back into rhythm. Block external stimuli. Do not leave the television on or the cell phone too close. They can get in the way of your focus and concentration. How to stop procrastinating with apps, the best related to productivity. If you put all these recommendations that we have given you in this article so far, you will certainly see great results. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Share this video with people who need this type of content. Don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our tips on how to get rich in 2023.